How you doing? My name is Michael and I went all the way to Istanbul, Turkey to have a hair transplant.
Job security for the unemployable.
Michael, you're so naughty.
Hello and thanks for watching. This video is going to be about my hair transplant journey from LA to Istanbul, Turkey, and give you as much detail as I can about it. Now, in real life, I am a public speaker and I have a couple of YouTube channels like this one. My other one is all about vintage Porsches. And over the last couple of years, I have found that my hair was getting to the point where the barber couldn't do much more with it. It just kept receding and the front was getting so wispy that there wasn't a lot I could do with it. So I'd been thinking in the background, should I get a hair transplant? By the way, this video is comprised of 3 sections. This little preamble, a video that we put together from Istanbul, and then I'm gonna get into some specific stuff about the procedure and any questions you guys might have. By the way, if you have any questions at all about this, just hit the comments. I will respond to every single one. I will DM with you. I will answer any questions you have. I'm not a paid endorser of this. As of right now, I am 21 days removed from the procedure. So I live in Long Beach, and I've been thinking about doing this for a couple of years. So I reached out to a buddy of mine, and I was like, have you ever thought about getting a hair transplant? He was like, dude, I'm going in 10 days. This is the guy. So he connected me on WhatsApp, and I connected with the doctor's office in Istanbul. They asked me for a few photos. I sent the photos. They do that so they can determine whether or not you are eligible for the procedure. I guess if you have hair that's too thin or something, it can't work. The basics are they take the hair from here and put it here. If you don't have enough here, they can take it from here, and I don't even know where else. I hesitate to ask where else they could grab hairs from. But yeah, they go from here to here. Let me show you really quickly the video that we put together, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about my journey and answer some questions. Well, about a month ago, I asked a friend if he'd ever considered getting a hair transplant. And he said, dude, I'm going in 10 days. You got to go to this guy. He is the guy. And it is Dr. Cinik here in Istanbul. And so I made the appointment. I talked to Funda, who's been amazing on WhatsApp, and came here the other day. This is the middle of COVID, so they have extensive COVID protocols. Everyone in the building is wearing masks and making sure they're socially distanced, as I am right now while we're filming this. But the experience from the moment I landed, I was picked up at the airport. I was taken to a really nice hotel here in Istanbul. They understand what's going on. There's a lot of people going in and out from this clinic. And so the entire staff of the hotel is really empathetic. They really know what they're doing. Everyone I've met here at the clinic has been super friendly and super helpful. And you can really tell they love their job because they're very caring in how they go about it. The procedure day was kind of crazy. In and getting your head shaved, which is a little crazy for me, but I got to do it myself, which was fun. I felt like I was in the military. And then I got to take before pictures. So the procedure came along and the room was filled with people that were experts. The first thing they do is they numb your head, and then they carefully extract every other hair, almost like a checkerboard or a chessboard. So all of that was yesterday. And so you can see I'm on my feet today, there's no problems. I didn't have too much pain afterwards. They give you a travel pillow to lay on so you don't lay directly on the donor area. And honestly, today I wasn't too sore. I felt pretty good. I was able to, go out and had some lunch, and then just came here today for my first shampoo, where you go into the gentle shampoo room and they put foam on your head and then gently knead it in. Then you get a little aloe vera. And then that leads you into where I am right now, which is this headband. I'm now 24 hours out of the procedure. I feel great. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this grows in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and getting my full head of hair back. But overall, it's been an amazing experience. The staff is first rate. One thing I want to mention is the staff here runs like clockwork. You go from one step to the next, to the next, to the next, and everybody is proficient. Everyone is in contact with each other. So it feels like you're in a very first-rate professional operation. And I'm really excited for you to come check out Dr. Sinik's clinic.
I will say one of the scariest parts of the whole process was shaving my head like I was, going off to war or something. That was kind of crazy. So you guys are welcome to research me and on social media. I'm on Instagram at Solo Hour. I am on Facebook. I've got a podcast that has got 10 million downloads called the Solopreneur Hour. I do a lot of public speaking. This was kind of a big deal to me. I started feeling a little self-conscious about it. I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm a bald guy. But I definitely felt it a little bit. It was enough that I was kind of trying to cover it up. And if I was trying to go on a date or something, it was a little weird. So I just decided to do it. Why Istanbul? Well, first of all, a buddy of mine had just done it, so I had that recommendation. Second of all, the procedure here in the LA area, I did some research. It's $4 to $6 per follicle transferred. And I did 3,700 follicles from the back to the front. So that's about $24,000 had I done it locally. So going to Istanbul, my whole out of pocket for a business class flight and the procedure was like $5,000. So that is well within the realm of normalcy. I will say it's really cool. Like they really have it down. I know I mentioned it in the video, but you land, a person gets you, they take you right to a very nice hotel. You're walkable to a bunch of stuff. You can also take scooters like bird scooters or wherever, kind of everywhere. My only regret was not having more time to be a tourist in Istanbul. So I'm gonna actually be going back there later this year, probably for a couple of weeks to explore it. It is incredible. It is a beautiful city and I only got to explore like 1% of it. So I would absolutely do it as part of an overall like a 10-day vacation and then take the last 4 days and do the procedure. Why 4 days? My procedure was on the 7th of June. I'm recording this on the 28th of June, 2021. And I left on the 9th. So I flew back to the States and it wasn't horrible. Again, I had a business class, I could lay flat. They give you like a little neck pillow so you don't lay directly on your donor area, which is sore. It's still actually a little sore 3 weeks later. So, I mean, essentially I got 8,000 holes in my head 3 weeks ago, which leads me to this. Is it painful? Yeah, it's painful. The recovery's not that painful. The procedure itself, not really painful. Getting numb for the procedure was super painful. Like it was a really rough 10 minutes. They basically take insulin type needles, the really micro thin needles that are about a 1/4 inch long. I felt like I probably got 80 shots in my head between saline and the insulin needles. And dude, I'll tell you, it was brutal for, breathing through it and be like, all right, go, go, go. And 5 or 6 and all right, I'm sweating. And that was about 10 minutes and then it's over. Because then you get numb and you don't care and all is well in the world. So I basically got like 8,000 holes in my head 3 weeks ago. And so the process itself isn't very painful. Getting numbed up for the process was the painful part. Par for the course. The other part that hurt a lot was the next day, you've got this donor area that's basically they take almost like a checkerboard. They take every other follicle from the back of your head and you've got all these basically holes, right? So I had 3,700 holes that they had plucked into my head like they're uprooting a tree. And they clean and shampoo your head and then they put aloe on here and man, does that aloe burn for like 10 minutes. So you've got really in the grand scheme of things, like 30 total minutes of discomfort. And then everything else is fine. It's just managing it. You get some meds afterwards. You have an anticoagulant. They give you an antibiotic. They just give you stuff to make sure you're okay. And then they actually give you an entire suite, if you want, of shampoos and things to take care of your head. I couldn't bring that stuff back because I didn't have a carry-on bag. So if you do have a carry-on bag, you're good to go. Otherwise, I just bought some baby shampoo, some all-natural organic baby shampoo at CVS, and that was fine. Is Istanbul safe? Seemed so to me. I mean, it seemed like a lovely country, to be honest. I got there on a Saturday and I left on a Tuesday, so I didn't really get to see it in full force. Everything's closed on Sundays there, and it was a little bit late on Saturday. So I really got one day of being a tourist on Monday, but it was a lovely city. And again, I can't wait to go back and be a tourist. Post-procedure, this is what the hair looks like. Let me just sort of show you. This is the back, and this is the side, and this is the top. They tell me I will be back to my rock star big hair status within about a year. And this hair apparently is going to fall out, and the new hair is going to come in under it. Although I have to say, this has been growing pretty good. I just look like a dude with a buzz cut right now, which is fine. And I mean, you can see the hairline is substantially different. Here are the before pictures that we took while I was going. And that line you see, that bright blue line you see on my forehead, that's this line. So you can see my hairline was all the way back there, you know, and this thing was kind of a horseshoe that they put in. Will the hair fall out? It will not. This hair is the kind of hair that doesn't fall out, apparently. So once it gets transferred into this part of your head, it's there forever. The procedure itself was in 2 different sections. First, they go through and they pull all the donor hairs out. Again, kind of like a checkerboard, 3,700 times in my case. They put them into Petri dishes, and then 2 technicians sorted the dishes into 1s, 2s, and 3s, because our follicles have 1 hair, 2 hairs, 3 hairs in them. The art side is drawing your new hairline. Now, it's super helpful to have old photos of your hairline straight on and on the side, so the doctor can look at it and make sure that it's right, because they will actually reference those photos to bring your hairline back to where it was. Literally everybody wants their hairline lower than it should be. Kind of an interesting thing. We took the straight on version of this photo. I have another one that's like straight on, and we measured it with a ruler. He had already drawn the line. I was like, oh, can we bring it a little bit lower? He took a ruler and scaled the exact hairline that I had previously, and then put it up to my forehead, and his line that he had freehanded with his eyeball, because he's done 10,000 of them, was spot on. And mine was a 1/4 inch lower than it should have been. So he's right. Trust the doctor. He knows what he's doing. If you want it like an Eddie Munster look or whatever, you can totally do that if you want to, but you don't have to. Cost-wise, I think the most expensive package they have is 2,800 euros, which as of this recording is like 3,500 bucks or something. The other thing I found out about this whole procedure is way more people you know have done it than you think. One of the reasons I'm making this video is because I think there's a stigma for men to do things that make us look better or feel better. There are 2 things I think should happen over the age of 35 if you're a guy. Number 1, you should get your testosterone checked and be on testosterone supplements if you're not already. I mean, I can't think of a single thing that made more of a difference in my everyday zest for life than being back at normal levels of testosterone. And number 2, this. Women have eyelashes and heels and Spanx and hair extensions and makeup and you name it. Lip injections, cheek injections, butt injections. They do all of these things to enhance their beauty. We don't do much. So if we have an opportunity to make ourselves maybe a little more self-confident, feel a little bit younger, that's what they said to me at the office. They were like, you're gonna look 20 years younger when your hair grows in again. So I'm really excited about that. There's no reason why you and I can't make ourselves look and feel as good as we possibly can if the technology exists to do it. And it does. All these celebrities, you know, like David Spade or Theo Von or something, they've all done it. They've all done it. All of those people have done this procedure. So this is something they figured out. Don't worry about the Istanbul thing. It is a 10-hour plane flight. You're gonna get there, you're gonna go to a hotel, you're gonna get your procedure done, you're gonna come home. It's no big. You think it's a bigger deal than it is. Just make sure your passport is current, fill out your little customs paper when you get there, and eat a kebab. It is no big deal to go there. Don't believe the horror stories. These guys do a very good job. So, I'm going to leave this one for now. Ask me anything you want in the comments. I will happily respond. You can also DM me on Instagram at Solo Hour, and I will respond to you there. I will come back every 3 months or so, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, and I'll show you guys the progress. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the podcast. That's what I really do for a living. Solohour.com/iTunes is how you can listen to the podcast, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. All I do is have these high-performing individuals on that share the secrets of how they got to be so high-performing. So it's worth a good listen. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.